probably one of the most popular South American dishes. It's essentially fish that's been cooked with the acidic juices of citrus fruit. I'm going to use lime. It goes so nicely with the snapper fillet. Now, this is best done with a white fish. So snapper, blue eye, even swordfish works really nicely with this. Now, I've just given myself a head start because I need lots of lime for this. So 3 limes, and if your limes are a bit firm, the best way to get as much juice out of it as possible is just put a little bit of pressure on it and roll it on your board. That just makes sure it releases as much of the liquid as possible. These are so juicy. So a little bit more. You can also do this recipe with grapefruit, works a treat. Also, oranges and lemons work nicely too. All right, that's plenty of lime juice. We'll just get rid of that. And now I'll place this lime juice into a bowl. It's okay if some of the pulp goes into it. Perfect. Now for some onion, just a Spanish onion that I'm going to finely slice. And I like to finely chop it because I don't want big chunks in it. I want it to be subtle, so really taste the delicate flavour of the snapper fillet. So just cutting it crisscross. And now we'll add this onion to the lime juice. This is not traditional to do it this way, but I like to do it just to mellow it down a bit so it's not overpowering. Now for some chili. I'm using a long green chili because I don't want it to be too spicy. If you like some heat, and there's nothing wrong with that, you can add those little chilies. So I'm going to leave the seeds in. We're just going to cut that into strips. I'm going to use half of this and then finely chop it with a sharp knife, just so we've got little pieces of chili. Now that can go into our bowl. And now for our fish. This is a beautiful piece of snapper. I've taken the bones out and I've removed the skin. You can see how nice and dry it is. You can notice that it's a good piece of fish. And now we're going to cut it into small cubes. So long strips. And then I'll just cut it in half just to make it easier to chop. And then finally cut it into those little cubes. Now there's so many different ways you can serve ceviche. I've done this with tomatoes. You can use different varieties of fruit. Today I'm using papaya, but it works really nicely with mango too. The main thing about ceviche is it's really fresh, it's light, it's a fantastic entertaining dish, and it's really healthy for you. Sometimes I even just have this as a main course when I'm entertaining at home. All right, that's enough fish. We can add that to our lime juice now. Once you've added that, we'll give that a mix and you'll see this fish completely transform from this translucent colour. It's going to be a vibrant white colour. So we'll just mix that. Oh, it smells fantastic. We also need to season this, so a generous amount of salt. A little bit more. And I'm not adding any oil to this. Just keep it as is. Now we'll just let that marinate just for a few minutes and then I'll add the papaya, so put that to the side. Now for another component to this dish, I want to make an avocado mousse with coconut. Again, keeping on that tropical theme. So 1 ripe avocado, I'll cut in half. Using a big spoon, we're going to just scoop out that gorgeous flesh, and I'm going to use a small food processor just so we can whip this so it's really, really creamy and smooth. And a hint of coconut cream, about a tablespoon, and a pinch of salt. Now we'll pop the lid on and we're going to blitz this till it's really creamy. This is ready to go. See how easy this is to do? Look at that vibrant colour. This colour combination is perfect. We've got orange from the papaya, we've got the Spanish onion, purple and green. You know this is going to be delicious with all these colours. Now I leave the papaya to the last minute, so we'll add that now. And look at that fish. See how much it's changed colour? It's completely cooked now. Fold that in. And now let's plate up. So a nice contrasting colour, and we're talking about different textures with this. So this is the smooth component, our avocado mousse. We're going to add a nice generous dollop to our shallow bowl, and we'll just spread that around. I can add a little bit more because I love it. Perfect. And now for the ceviche, I'm just going to drain off a lot of that liquid because we don't want that to go into our avocado mousse. And then just generously top that with the ceviche. That looks so good. And now for a little garnish, some coriander, just a few sprigs on the top. And now you can't just eat that as is. We need the crunchy element, and that's where some tortilla strips come into play. Just going to open my pack. I love the shape of these because they're a fantastic vehicle to not only scoop up the ceviche, but also that beautiful mousse down the bottom. See how they're the perfect shape just to scoop up all of those delicious flavors. And I love to present this really organically, a nice generous handful of them around the side of the ceviche, just like that. Now, you don't wait for this, you need to eat it immediately, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Generous scoop onto the tortilla strip. That is so good. That corn flavor of the tortilla strip is coming out, and then you've got the coconut avocado and the ceviche. This is such a beautiful summer dish. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I do.